Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny video. Now in today's video I want to talk to you about the most recent update that dropped today on November the 17th. There is a massive update that dropped, and when I say massive, it is 2.44 gigabytes. Okay, maybe it's not that massive in the grand scheme of things, but it's a big hefty update, so if your internet's slow then you might want to start it now. Also, right now the update isn't actually available for Xbox One. It will obviously be rolling out soon, but right now if you're on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360, you will be able to download this update right now. Xbox One users, it will be coming, I imagine, very shortly. So that means that this video, I'm going to sort of bring you the information, tell you what's new, tell you all the stuff that you can kind of expect to see without actually being able to show you, because Xbox One is the platform that I play on. But as and when it does drop, I will follow up with subsequent videos. I want to kind of break it out anyway, because there's some new things like shaders, some audio features, and also some other kind of like changes to vendors and things that I want to show you in separate videos. So I'll do those over the coming days as and when the update drops. But for the time being, this is going to be a breakdown of all the key features. Now bear in mind, this is a big update. So there are a lot of fixes, a lot of things in there, far too many to put in one video. So I am going to leave a link to Bungie's patch notes in the description box down below. So if you do want to read the entire thing, then make sure you go and check that one out, because that will detail all the fixes. But for the time being, let me run you through the main things that you want to know. So first up, audio or chat features. Bungie have added a new social feature that allows you to chat with match-made teammates in a sort of team chat channel. The way this works is that when you're match-made with people, say in Strikes or Crucible, things like that, you have the ability to opt into a team chat channel, and then when you're in that channel, you can speak to them just like using game chat. But you are free to toggle this on and off as and when you please, so if you do get match-made with someone, you turn on chat because you decide you want to help them out, then realise that they're really annoying and you don't want to talk to them, then you can toggle it off and then there's no trouble. You can access this by pulling up your ghost when you're in the open world, and you'll see some options in the bottom right hand corner. Again, I will show you this in detail tomorrow or later on once the update hits Xbox One, but for the time being, if you do want to see it, once you update your game, pull up your ghost when you're in the open world and you will see this option. It only works with match-made people, so you won't be able to go in the tower and just talk to a load of random people, but if you are paired up together, then you can speak to them. While I can't actually show it to you in action right now, what I can do is show you a series of screenshots that Bungie put up on their blog, which basically show how this works. You'll see that the very first thing you encounter will be a pop-up that appears when you drop in game, which will then notify you that team chat channels are available. You then pull up your ghost and you'll see these options, and then when you toggle them on, you will then have a team chat channel enabled, and that is how you can speak to people. And to accompany this, there will be a series of options in the options menu again. But like I said, I will cover that in more detail later on, so if you do want a tutorial or a walkthrough on how it works, then keep it locked to the channel and we will have that up by tomorrow. Anyway, moving on to the next thing, vendors. So, if you go into the tower, there are two key things. One of the things that people did complain about for quite a while is the number of bounties you can carry, especially if you're carrying exotic bounties. Up until now, you've only been able to carry 5 bounties in your bounty slots, but now they have doubled that. You can now carry 10 bounties in total. So if, like me, you've got 2 exotic bounties on the go, then at least you've got another 8 slots to fill up. And that does also mean if, you know, like me, you do your bounties every single day, then you can grab all the Vanguard ones and most of the Crucible ones, and at least you can kind of tackle them all at the same time and come back in hand in 10 instead of having to come back in hand in 5 and get some more. So that is one of the vendor changes. Then the second thing, you remember that vendor that's on the west side of the tower, Eva Levanti, who sells you emblems and shaders, the one that never ever seems to change her stock? Yeah. She has now been updated with 3 more shaders. Now the first one is the one with the crazy load of numbers that I'm not going to try and recite. The second one is Thunder Devil, and the third one is the Broadsword, which is the kind of sort of green and brown camo-y jungly looking one. So those are currently available for you to buy. As and when she changes her stock, she does obviously cycle her emblem stock, so I do wonder whether when she actually recycles her stock this time, she might actually have some more shaders, so I will report back on that as and when I know, but for the time being, those 3 you can now buy. I'm super hyped to buy Thunder Devil. I've been trying to get that one for quite some time, so finally I can now get it. And the additional thing with her is that you can now preview both shaders and emblems. So before you go to buy them, if you go over the shader, you can then preview it so you can see what it would look like on your character before you buy it. So that way you don't have to go and buy one of the ones like the Jester Applegee, which looks ridiculously terrible. And the same also goes for the player card. When you hover over the emblems, you'll see what it looks like on your player card before you buy it. Because it's always a gamble, the emblem often looks cool, but then by the time you put it on your card, it doesn't actually look that great. So, she's had some improvements as well. You might also notice if you bring up your inventory screen that a lot of the item icons have been updated. Things like spin metal, helium filaments, relicine, in fact all of those ones like that, they've all been updated, as well as some of the other item ones. So for example the Acleophage Symbiote, which is a hunter helmet, that's had an updated icon. So some of these things have just been sort of brought up to date to make them look slightly better, or slightly better represent what they actually are. In addition to that, a load of behind the scenes things were put in for the Iron Banner. The details that I put in yesterday's video, or the video that I did a few weeks back, detailing all the different changes coming to the Iron Banner, those have been put in place but behind the scenes, so that way it's now ready for when they decide to drop the Iron Banner over the coming weeks. We are still hoping it's going to be the end of this week, and Bungie did say all things going well, it will be around about the end of the week, but they have yet to announce a date, so that does still remain up in the air. Also, the reason this update is so damn big is because what Bungie have also been doing is putting a load of content in preparation for the Dark Below DLC. So there have been some new areas added that you won't yet be able to access, whether or not someone decides to sort of find a crazy way to get into them. Someone always needs to be able to do it, but right now you won't be able to get to them, but they are kind of sort of building them behind the scenes, and this is the first of a series of updates that will be coming over the next few weeks in preparation for November the 9th. So do expect quite a few updates, but it's all a necessary course to prep for the Dark Below DLC. In addition to that, for those of you that go out farming Ascendant Shards and Ascendant Energy, things like that, public events will now appear 10 to 15% more often. So if you've been using that Destiny public event site, then you will want to update that slightly, because now the events that occurred every half an hour or sort of like fixed times, they will now occur slightly more regularly. So if you use those as a means to farm shards or energy, or you just do it to complete your bounties, then you will be able to do that much quicker. So it does mean that when you're out in the open world, it should seem that much more alive. And there you have it. Those are the key updates in a nutshell. Now, as I said, there are a whole host of fixes that have been put in place. PvP fixes, strike fixes, mission fixes, general open world fixes, just fixes for absolutely everything. Well, obviously not absolutely everything. Things like the raid are still broken. There's a load of other things that Bungie are obviously going to address over the coming days, over the coming weeks, and over the coming months. But for the time being, there are a crap load of fixes. So if you want to know what they are, if you want to know how they affect you, there are a couple of sort of sly nerfs in there as well. Then make sure you go and check out the full patch notes, which you'll find a link to in the description box down below. So other than that, for the time being, that is it. I will be back tomorrow with more Destiny videos, and as I said, when the update does drop for Xbox One, I will do a separate video dedicated to the voice chat, and I will also do a separate one dedicated to the new shaders. So stick around for those ones. But as always, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the like button, show your support. It does really help me out, and also don't forget to subscribe for daily gaming videos. Drop a comment down below, let me know what you think of these changes. Have you bought any of the new shaders, and if so, what do you think so far? And once again, thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.